Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. Now, I just want to give a big shout out to our sister channel, Poker's International YouTube. Feel free to jump over there, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Right, here we go. The Anthony Joshua Delusion. Right. We all know what's gone on, don't we, over years? Now, I don't want to sit here and make it look like I'm digging him out. I'm just pointing out facts and what's gone on and how fans have had the wool pulled over their eyes by this man and his team around him. The most manufactured fighter I've ever seen in my life. His promoter, Eddie Hills, aka Eddie Hearn, the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay, 4 by way of. Now, he's had the platforms and all the little YouTubers, little add-on to his big platforms. I mean, he's had Sky Sports, DAZN, he's got IFL in his pocket, and all the rest of them. And it's spreaded like a cancer, hasn't it? It's absolutely spread like a cancer. You know, there's been cover-ups, this and that. We all remember before the Povetkin fight, him driving around London. They got his jewellery taxed off him 2 in the morning, cruising about with his mates. This and that, you know, we're a week before a fight. Look, we all know what's going on, don't we? Kids with pole dancers, that were all hushed up, wasn't it? When it came out, there were pictures of him on beach with kid and all that. Look, it's been going on for years, hasn't it? We know what's been going on. You can take the kid out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of the kid. They've lied, cheated, and conned the fans for years. But I've had an email of somebody yesterday. I think was it yesterday? 17th, 2:37 p.m. A kid called Matthew emailed me now. He sent it to me and Terry, right? So I'm going to read it out to you. Now, this is somebody that agrees with what I've been banging on about for 12 years since they gifted him that gold medal. So I'll just have a listen to this. This is from Matthew Boswell, right? Hello, Russ and Terry. Yes, the UCAD freedom of information thing is a great source of content for video podcasts if the right questions are asked. And then but I'll come to that another time because this kid talks sense, right? He sent me a list of all the fighters, right? And all the UCAD results and who it's possible serving a silent ban and a win. Now we'll do that another time, right? But this is about AJ, aka Big Meech, aka the Big Stiff, the Big Fraud. Here we go. As for AJ, point 1, mentally fragile. Hence, he has to have an earpiece in with a psychologist nearby talking him through each situation. Just look at the face to face today with Dubois. That's not a wild apple earbud. Look out, a white apple earbud. Look how long it is. It's for transmission. Now, I agree with him on that. He's not been fighting prime fighters as 40th year plus does. He's way past prime. Hence the Wilder call out again is no surprise as he would be in his 40th year if they were to fight next year, just like Elenius, Povetkin and Pulev. Remember I said that Joe Joyce will be next for him after Dubois lights him up. Point 2, most of the names on the Eddie Hearn sure resume of often once great names, now shot to bits as if they are somehow in their prime. Now, Eddie keeps going on about resume. We'll just have a little close look at his resume. All right. Now, point 3, AJ ducked Wilder and he ducked Fury. And they fought 3 times, Wilder and Fury, respect to them. The common denominator in fights not happening against either. Now, it's because of his chin, isn't it? Putting aside that Norton won MMA 38-year-old in his 38th year, Ngannou. This wasn't down to his improved skills, as he stated in an interview. Ngannou was drunk on his own hype to think he could turn southpaw against the former world champion. I agree on that point. But looking at the 10 fights prior to this against real boxers that Joshua's had, it's clear to see that he's not a puncher, despite what the bleating sheep keep repeating online. As out of those 10, only 4, and then him stopping someone, 3 of which were in the 40th year, as all were 39 at the time, and all the bits, Povetkin, Pulev, Elenius. Eddie keeps talking resume. Now, these are points that I've been making for years. So have a little think about that. Povetkin, Pulev, Elenius. If you back up, you've got Vladimir, but we'll come to that. Then we've got Otto Wallin, who is the only one stopped who was in his prime, and he had knocked anyone out ever in the top 300. Had he done that? As well as having been a punch bag for sparring for AJ and easy to win in the amateurs. Matthew, you're going to have to sort your typing out, your spelling. 42-year-old Klitschko bounced him off the canvas after 18 months out of retirement. Now, you put 2 years or 18 months, actually, Matthew. PTSD is a real, and a flashback will start to the Ruiz one fight as that hard job starts to land. Now, we all know what happened in the Ruiz fight, and then in the rematch, he shited his pants, didn't he? These are all points that I've covered, but it's nice to know that somebody else agrees with me and has got the balls to actually put his name to an email. Triple D is probably now the biggest puncher in heavyweight boxing, and it's going to create your kind of memes about Joshua that he has been having nightmares over once Daniel gets hold of him with that right hand. The kind of memes that will follow you forever. Now, I agree with that. I've been saying that. Now, let's hope that Dubois can do the do. Now, Triple D built his natural power over the years for his monk-like regime under his father, not like some heavyweights and miraculously rush muscles after turning pro. It makes Triple D's power unique. Now, we all know what weight Joshua were when he got the Olympic gold, and we all know what weight he was when he turned pro. How can that be? He put more muscle on than Dorian Yates says is possible for a bodybuilder to do it naturally. Now, I'm not saying anything about steroids or therapeutic exemption certificates, but he's been allowed to do what he wants, hasn't he, Joshua, basically? But it'll all come out in Robert McCracken's book, I've heard, so it is what it is. Now, AJ should be retired in Monaco, he goes on to say, not being encouraged to fight and risk his health and looks unnecessarily. I agree with that. Delusional to think that he's getting better at the age of 35, but management team who are clueless will be pumping it at 258 headquarters, who lost Ben Whittaker, Fraser Clark, Martin Bacoli, Lawrence Acoli, Joshua Boazzi, all through incompetence and lack of boxing knowledge. Well, that's true, isn't it? What do 258 know about boxing? There's that many people around Joshua. He's got a bigger entourage than Rod Stewart. Do you know what I mean? Eddie, of course, knows boxing, but didn't care to pull him out before the Ruiz fight when he had his anxiety attack. Hence AJ that attacked him after in the ring. Or AJ's dad that had a go at him. I don't know, but either way, he's surrounded by psychopaths and people that just want to milk him because he's got a good physique. But we know why he's got a good physique, don't we? He looks the part, poster boy and all that. But let's have it right. A convicted drug dealer, and he battered that smackhead, didn't he? Who was about 10 stone. He's a bully, isn't it, end of? But it then goes on to say, knowing that he has the Fury fight and will give him an easier exit in the Triple D fight, and he's not fighting for his career. Now, I agree with you on a lot of points there, but he's a manufactured fighter, Matthew. You know that, and I know that. But thank you very much for sending that email in, addressed to me and Terry Chapanama. Point I want to make is this. The Anthony Joshua con job's just about to be exposed. But when Dubois lights him up, He'll be fed then to Juggernaut Joe, but he might be able to come back then because it'll be two shot fighters going at it, or it'll be Joshua Wilder. But why didn't he fight Wilder and Joe Joyce and Fury in their primes when they were all undefeated? He didn't want to know, did he? They waited it out. I mean, since Usyk tore him apart, look who he's fought. Franklin, shocker. Elenius, an old man, a former sparring partner. Wallin, what, 5 years since he fought Fury, or it longer? You know what I mean? And Ngannou in his second fight, he's been held together by Piper Mache and Bostic. You know what I mean? Absolutely unbelievable. Umpty Dumpty, that's all it is. Fell off the wall. They've glued him together to get what they can out of job. That's all this is. It's a cash job. But Joshua's not stupid. He knows that. Well, like I said, he's surrounded by leeches, absolute ponces. That's my opinion. But I'm just chuffed that somebody else has agreed with me for once and got the balls to email in. All right. But like I said, it's a big con job. So watch it all unfold. It's like an onion unfolding. Go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to give our sister channel, Porkers International, a little neb. Go and have a nosy on there, or a butcher's, and like and subscribe on there. And thank you very much to people for sharing these videos as we speak from the heart. Go on, peace out.